Imagine this. You're the girl who walks into any room and commands attention with your breathtaking beauty. But the moment you open your mouth, you become 10 times hotter. You ooze intelligence, you ooze beauty and brains, and you leave people speechless with how much you know and all of your wisdom. That is going to be you by the end of this video. We know that a woman's beauty is her biggest and greatest currency, and being attractive is socially advantageous. But I don't care how good you look on the outside, opening your mouth could take it all away. So in this video, we are going to cover how to become intelligent and level up your mind in just 5 steps. I need you to understand how much of a lethal weapon you become when you invest in your mind. Something nobody has access to, and most importantly, something nobody can take away from you. Step number 1 is types of intelligence, and this is knowing your strengths and weaknesses with these 3 types of intelligence. There is emotional intelligence, there is intellectual intelligence, and there is experiential intelligence. Emotional intelligence is emotion management and connection intelligence. Intellectual intelligence is cognitive and analytical based intelligence. Experiential intelligence is experience-based intelligence. Focusing on these 3 specific types of intelligences ensures that you're covering all your bases and honestly sets you up to build a bank of knowledge and be the smartest person in the room. Your ability to connect with others and yourself, your academia, learning capacity, and problem-solving skills, and then your relatableness, your personal life story, and how you can use these things to connect and share with others. Now, you might be great at one of those intelligences, 2 of those intelligences, or all 3. In that case, you're just going to build upon these strengths. But if you lack in 1, 2, or all of these different types of intelligences, then consider these your weak spots, and these are the things you are going to want to focus on. It's important in this step to figure out what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are. Your strengths are going to lie in what feels natural to you. So your natural ability to connect with yourself and to connect with others, your natural ability to be academic and do really good in school. Whatever it is, figure out what your natural intelligence is, because we're going to then go on to step number 2, which is reading. If you are not reading books, you are bottlenecking your intelligence, okay? This is a no questions asked step. With that being said, I am so happy to introduce today's sponsor, which is Shortform. I have been using Shortform for years because honestly, I just love them. They have been a part of my morning routine for so long now, and my nighttime routine, where I spend about 10 to 20 minutes every single day reading a book. They are like book summaries on steroids. I actually learned and read the 48 Laws of Power, which I use in several videos of mine. They have all the genres that we talk about on this channel: productivity, psychology, self-improvement, which means there is an unlimited threshold to how many concepts and how many ideas I can learn in a week. Therefore, it helps me stay on top of my learning and of my building of my bank of knowledge and my wisdom, because we all want to learn so much, but sometimes we just don't have the time. They also drop new book guides and articles every week where subscribers get to vote on what books to cover. Building a bank of knowledge starts by reading more and learning more, so be sure to join using my link shortform.com/Vikita. You will receive a free trial with unlimited access and an additional 20% discounted annual subscription. So if you really want to be serious about leveling up your mind and getting all this knowledge, then Shortform is the way. When it comes to your books and your reading to gain knowledge, I suggest you pick 3 areas that you are already interested in and rotate your book reads around these 3 areas. This will ensure that you are reading books you're actually interested in, so you're actually following through with reading the book, but also you're expanding your knowledge in different areas. So you don't want to just focus on one area and read a ton of books on that, which is great and that would still be helpful, but I think it's of more importance when you are picking 3 different areas, that's 6, so 3 different areas, and you're reading consistently throughout these 3 areas, so you've got different knowledge from different specific zones. This will create a breadth of knowledge. Honestly, as an adult, when you get out of school, you stop reading, you stop learning, so you have to be a student of life. And the best way as an adult to be a student of life is to read. You don't need to make some outlandish rule of reading a book a week. You just need to set a goal to read 10 minutes a day. Like I said, with short form, it's super easy, and that will definitely take you to the next level. Even reading 10 minutes a day, you will get some insight that you can then put into practice in the day, and you can then tell a family member or a friend about what you learned, and that is how you're going to remember what you learn as well. So when you learn something, be sure to either take notes, but then also tell somebody about it. And that way you're telling them in your own words, which helps you absorb and keep this bank of knowledge. Step number 3 is figuring out the type of mindset you are operating from. Is it a fixed mindset or is it a growth mindset? Because a fixed mindset is going to keep you dumb and stupid and down here. A growth mindset is going to keep you evolving and keep you expanding your knowledge and your learning capacity. You need to have things like resourcefulness, adaptability, resilience, willpower to help your intelligence actually shine. There are so many people in this world that are very intelligent, but they can't do anything with the intelligence because they don't know how to apply their intelligence. When you're in a situation that requires you to be adaptable, you feel stressed out, you feel nervous, you feel anxious, you aren't going to swim, you're going to be sinking. So you need to have all these other traits on top of your intelligence, and that is what is going to make you. Way too many smart people fall into the trap of thinking that intelligence and book smarts is their only trait and that's the only thing that they need, and this inhibits their self-development because they believe no further self-development is necessary if they have primary intelligence, if they're good at math, if they know science. The smartest people have a growth mindset, which means I don't know this, but I can learn this. I am okay being a beginner at something. I have no shame in saying I'm not good at this right now, but that doesn't mean I can't get good at this. That is your willpower muscle being built. That is your discipline muscle being built. All of these different things that require you to say, I'm not good at this right now, but I'm going to get better, and stick through that are the things that truly make you intelligent and will truly get you to be that shining star in a room that have people mesmerized because you're just oozing and radiating that that humility. That is super sexy. Now, of course, the opposite to that is a fixed mindset where somebody says, I'm not good at this, so I'll never be good at this, and there's no point in even trying. How many times have you heard that kind of annoying person be like, I failed at this once, so I'm not gonna try again. Like, no, I'm over it. Like, why would I do that? It's a waste of my time. This means this person is living through a lens of, my life is fixed. This is what it is. It can't be altered. It can't be changed. It can't grow or evolve. It's fixed. This is what it is, and I just have to accept it. This mindset is going to fail you every single time because it's going to keep you really, really stagnant and stale. And you're not going to evolve, you're not going to grow because one, you feel like if you even try, you're going to fail. So you've already got yourself in the mindset of, I've failed before I've even tried. So obviously when you try, you're going to fail because your brain is going to seek out failure because you've already told yourself, I've failed and I suck. Why am I even doing this? That is not who you want to be. Open-mindedness and being open to different knowledge and different resources and different experiences will transform your life because you're gaining the skills I talked about earlier: adaptability, resourcefulness. How am I going to solve this problem? Now, we're all soft girls, so once a man gets into the picture, you need to be solving these problems. But when you're single, you gotta do this stuff on your own. So it's great to have these skills as a woman in your bank of knowledge so that when you need to use them, you have them. They're there. They're developed versus just relying solely on a man for these things, because then when he pieces out or you haven't developed these skills and he's not around to do these things for you and solve these problems and think on the spot, you're gonna be a fish out of water. So it's important as a woman, as a soft girl woman, to develop these skills and keep them. You don't need to use them and access them all the time. Growth mindset people really are just students of life. You need to be a student of life. You can learn something from anyone. It doesn't matter what age you are, what socioeconomic status you are, where you are in this life, what you're doing, what race, whoever you interact with, a stranger on the street, a homeless person, a person 15 stories above you in life, you can learn something from somebody if you're open enough to be receiving this knowledge, their wisdom, their life experiences, their perspectives, their lens of the world. This is the juicy, the saucy stuff when you are just open, your energy is open to be like, I'm gonna learn something today and I'm gonna learn it from somebody. It doesn't matter who this person is, they're gonna teach me something. Now, if you struggle to find value value in people's relationships, I want you to do this, because there is value in every single relationship you have. Even if you think this person is not on the same vibrational frequency as you, not with the same mindset as you, whatever the case may be for why you feel like this person is bringing no value into your life, but it's still a prominent relationship, then I want you to write down a list of your core relationships. Write down all their names, and beside each name, write down something unique they provide to you, something unique they bring into your life. This could be a perspective. I'll give you an example. Maybe you are financially above them. Maybe they don't have the same mindset as you, where you're an abundant mindset and they're a scarcity mindset, and they're constantly complaining about money, and they're just not on the same financial level as you. That relationship could be a grounding relationship for you. Every single relationship you have is meeting you financially here, and you're talking about money and you're talking about business. That could get a little bit boring. You want to have a relationship that can ground you a little bit and recenter you if you're sometimes getting a little lost in the sauce. If you are swimming in a big ocean and you look behind you and you can no longer see the shore, that means you've gotten lost in the sauce. The sea is the world and the shore is reality. If you're swimming and you can't see that shore no more, you're lost in the sauce, and you want to get out of the sauce sometimes. And that shore could be that relationship with that family member, with that person who grounds you, who reminds you of maybe where you came from, reminds you of the simpler things in life. Those are the things you should be extracting. Step number 4 is identities and opinions are hot. You need to have opinions. You need to have an identity. You need to stand for something. Somebody who is a flip-flopper, who's over there with that opinion, who says, yeah, girl, I feel you, but then over there is saying the complete opposite and is contradicting themselves and saying, yeah, girl, I feel you. You need to have an opinion and you need to have an identity. And I'm not saying that identities and opinions cannot shift. However, if you have none and you're just going with the crowd, then I'm sorry, you're not hot. Do not take everything anyone says for face value. Even me. Don't take everything I say for face value. Look it up. Get the research. Provide your own opinion to your own self and come up with your own conclusion that you can stand on. When you hear something that you've never heard before, don't automatically be like, no, that's wrong. But also don't automatically be like, that's right. Say, that's interesting. Never heard of that before. Let me do my own research. Obviously, you're not going to go tell this person that. You're just going to mentally say, let me go do my own research. Let me see what this person's talking about. And then pick a side, pick a lane. Now, to execute this in a feminine way is to not go guns blazing with a gavel and go, no, this is my opinion, you're wrong, why are you saying that? You don't want to do that because it's just combative. Like, opinions do not equal combativeness. They do not equal aggressiveness and anger and defensiveness. Opinions act as a form of identity. So you're saying this, I'm saying this, how can we have a healthy discussion? How can you open my mind? How can I open your mind? And maybe my opinion might change. This goes back to being open-minded. You have an opinion, but that opinion can always be changed if you learn new information that shifts that opinion. Don't be fixed on your opinions. Don't be fixed on your identity. This is who I am and I can never change, and take it or leave it, but this is who I am and this is my authenticity. No. Say, okay, wow, yeah, that shifted my perspective a little bit. I'm actually gonna go think about that. So nothing should be fixed. You should have opinions, you should have identities because they're hot, they're sexy, but they should always be able to evolve and grow. Just the main point here in step number 4 is have an opinion, have an identity. If you don't have any of it, get one. Get an identity. Get an opinion. Figure out what you stand for. This is the business I'm standing on. This is what I value. This is what I believe. This is what I'm advocating for. This is what I'm passionate about. This is who I am. When you have all of those things, nobody can tell you who you are. When you know who you are, that is a form of sexy intelligence. Know when it is appropriate to share your opinion. You're not gonna go screaming your opinion and screaming this and that and you're wrong and you're this. You're just gonna exercise your right to share your opinion, but in a soft, in a calm, peaceful way, just to add to the discussion, not to take over the discussion. If you're always sharing an opinion and always saying, no, that's wrong, well, I think this way, and I think this, and that doesn't seem right to me, and no, when you're constantly questioning people, when you're constantly being opinionated, trust me, I have been there. I used to be like that back in the day. It was very aggressive, it was very masculine, and it was very just like on all the time, like just too on. So part of leveling up and being intelligent is knowing when to read the room. When shall I say things? When shall I keep quiet? If you're always giving an opinion, it becomes a watered down opinion. When you give an opinion in the proper circumstances and in a proper way, then they become valuable. Step number 5 is curiosity. Curiosity has been the biggest thing that has changed my life. It has made me who I am today. When I wasn't curious, when I just accepted everything and said, this is the way the world is, and this is how things work, and everything's unfair, this is bills, and this is life, and this is adulthood. When I wasn't questioning anything, I was miserable because it left me feeling like I was just accepting what was handed to me. Like, this is your plate of crap, and just take it, eat it, because this is what it is. You have to start questioning things, wonder about things, wonder why that is, wonder why this is. You'll have those aha moments, you'll have those, oh my god, it's just clicked moments. The biggest gift my parents blessed me with is being inquisitive. From a very young age, my parents would tell me, whenever I asked them something, Mom, what does this mean? Dad, what does this mean? Can you guys tell me? They'd be like, Google it. Google it is ingrained in my mind forever. And I am so blessed that they have done that to me, because anything that I want to learn, I'll look it up, I'll read about it, I will do my own research, collect knowledge every single day. Collect it, use it intermittently with people when it's appropriate, and you will be blown away by the response you get. Even just watching YouTube videos like this. So you're on the right track, because you're watching YouTube videos, and these aren't just dumb YouTube videos, right? These are things where you're learning things, you're taking notes, you're processing information, you're gathering information. This is me summing up all the knowledge I've learned and passing it on to you, where now you are going to pass it on to somebody else, and you see that domino effect. That is the beauty of life. That is literally all of us just being entangled in a web together, because we're all learning from each other. When you're able to ask good, open-ended questions in conversations, that will set you apart from the 99%ers, because it doesn't mean that you have to be just the most intelligent, book smart, math, science, biology to be intelligent. If you just learn how to communicate properly, if you just learn how to ask proper questions, you will be so radiating, beautiful, magnetic, intelligent. Speaking of social magnetism, mastering people, mastering conversations, you are going to want to watch this video next.